This is the Apollo Ghost. I'm Tim. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to share with you what I like, what I don't like, and where I think it needs improving. One of the things I really like is the power, twin 1000 watt motors, which makes easy work of a trail like this. So as I mentioned on the trail there, it's twin 1000 watt motors. They peak out nicely. I'm going to guess around 3200 watts when they're both at max power for a few seconds. It has a really nice big battery, 18.2 amp hours, and it's fed with a 52 volt system. So it's got lots of pep. One of the things I have noticed is that in gear 1, it does about 25 kilometers an hour. In gear 2, 40 kilometers an hour. And in gear 3, I haven't actually maximized it yet, but I'm told on the website that it will go 60 kilometers an hour. Canadian pro tip here. What a lot of people think about Canada and Canadians is that we're actually afraid. We're afraid of things like cougars, bears, killer whales, and that sort of thing, but we're not. What we're actually afraid of are these guys down here, Canada geese. They are terrifying. So we're at South Park, and so with that in mind, I thought we'd ask maybe Homer Simpson here to help you out with understanding how does the Apollo 22 Ghost actually fold up. It's really, really simple. There's a brand new lever here at the front, released and undo the hook, and it goes down, and there's a little hook at the back here that you hook onto.
A few moments later.
So the problem is it's bouncing into the kick plate at the back here, and this kick plate is at a too great of an angle for this to actually go down enough for me to put that down. So that's kind of weird. But at the very front here, I do really think this is fantastic. I love this new folding mechanism, because when I put it back up, it's super easy and it feels super, super, super solid. I'm really, really impressed with the folding mechanism here. And at the very back here, I'm probably gonna have to do some kind of adjustment just so I can get this to lock into place. But that's for me to figure out at a future time. And how heavy is it? I'm gonna put the weight here in kilos and pounds, but not too heavy for carrying up some stairs, especially if you're trying to get to school on time. Thanks, Homer. What don't I like about the Apollo Ghost 2022? Well, what I typically will do for these videos is I'll have show notes, as it were, little cheat sheets, if you like. And the only thing that I wrote for anything I don't like about the Ghost is the notch at the back. Let me show you. Now, I know we were having a little bit of trouble earlier just trying to actually, fold up and make that clasp work. But when you're standing on it, and let me just show you, when you've got your feet on here, what typically ends up happening is you either put your foot back here, in which case it doesn't matter, but if you put your feet just on the deck itself, you end up inevitably hitting that notch. Now, I'm not sure what a better way to do this would be, but I don't like the notch there. I don't like that hook. I find it really uncomfortable. If you're genuinely interested in buying one of these, what I would highly recommend you do is take a look at this video here where I compared this year's model with last year's model. This is a robust architecture. It's been around for a while. It totally works really, really well. Like totally. And all they've done here is they've made this year's model just a little bit better in a few different areas. And I share all that right here. So Tim, you've told me what you don't like about the scooter. There's one other minor gripe, and that is the display. The display is not the greatest in the sunshine. At night, it's fantastic, full color. But what do I like? I love that it's got cruise control. You'll want to turn that on if you buy one. It's just in the P settings, super easy to figure out. I love the actual bounciness of the suspension. Oh, the 10-inch tires, air-filled, super, super comfortable. In fact, it's one of the most comfortable rides I've ever had. I love the distribution of weight, front and back. It feels really comfortable when you're riding around town. Comes with a little bell. The hydraulic brakes, they're terrific. I love that folding mechanism. I love the fact that it's got an IP rating of 54. It means if it does rain, I'm not gonna get completely messed up. I can take it out or at least get home. And also the last thing, it's big guy approved. It's got a 135 kilo rating. So that's more than I actually weigh. So that's fantastic. 2 thumbs up from this guy.